There is a silent war being waged every single day. It's not fought with weapons or armies. It's not on the news, but it's real, and it's personal. They are not breaking into your house. They are breaking into your mind, into your heart, into your peace. They don't need to chain your body, because they've learned how to drain your energy. And the most terrifying part? They do it quietly, through meaningless conversations, through guilt trips dressed as love, through fake smiles and forced obligations, through distractions that taste like pleasure but leave your soul starving. Somewhere along the way, you forgot how valuable your energy is. You forgot that your attention is your life force. Every time you let someone pull you into their chaos, you shrink. Every time you feel the need to explain yourself to someone who never truly listened in the first place, you abandon your inner power. Every time you allow toxic energy to stay in your space, you are slowly trading pieces of your soul for the illusion of peace. You weren't born to please the world. You weren't created to carry the weight of others' expectations at the cost of your own peace. There is a reason you feel drained after talking to certain people. There is a reason your body tenses in specific environments. That's not negativity. That's wisdom. That's your inner compass whispering. Protect your energy. They are stealing your life force. And you don't have to make a scene. You don't need to explain. You don't need to justify your healing to those committed to misunderstanding you. Silence can be louder than anger. Distance can be more powerful than confrontation. Peace is not something you find in the world. It's something you build within yourself. Let this be your wake-up call. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not every text needs a reply. Not every call should be answered. Not every argument is worth your breath. Not every friend is really a friend. You are not here to pour yourself into cups that will never be full. You are not here to fix what people refuse to acknowledge is broken. You are here to protect your soul like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your energy is sacred. Your time is precious. Your peace is expensive. So stop giving discounts to people who don't value any of it. Pull your energy back from places where it has been wasted. Reclaim your time. Rebuild your boundaries. And remember this, there is strength in walking away. There is courage in saying no. There is wisdom in silence. The most powerful version of you is the one who chooses peace over chaos, growth over comfort, clarity over confusion. So protect your energy like you would protect your breath underwater, like you would protect a flame in the wind, like you would protect a child in danger. Because when your energy is protected, you are untouchable. And the world will try, again and again, to pull you back into noise, drama, fear, and distraction. But you've awakened now, and you know what's at stake. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't owe them your light. You don't owe them your peace. You don't owe them you. Walk away from what drains you. Move toward what restores you. And don't ever apologize for choosing yourself. Because when you protect your energy, you protect your purpose. You protect your path. You protect your life. Your energy is your life force. Guard it fiercely. This isn't just a metaphor. It's the truth most people ignore until it's too late. Your energy is what allows you to think clearly, to act with intention, to feel alive, to connect deeply, and to create meaning in your life. It is the invisible fuel that powers every part of your existence. But in a world filled with noise, distractions, and emotional vampires, your energy is constantly under attack. Not through violence, but through small, consistent drains. Unnecessary conversations, pointless drama, emotional manipulation, people who only show up when they need something. All of it chips away at you, bit by bit, until you start feeling like a stranger to yourself. It begins subtly. You feel a little more tired after being around someone, a little more anxious, a little more confused. You ignore it. You convince yourself it's just in your head. You don't want to seem rude or overreact, so you keep giving, you keep pouring, you keep saying yes, even when every part of you is screaming no. And before you realize it, your energy, your sacred life force, has been scattered in places that never deserved it. You need to understand this, your energy is limited. No matter how strong you are, you're not infinite. What you give your attention to grows, and what you give your energy to consumes you. If you keep feeding the wrong things, negative people, toxic patterns, meaningless habits, you will slowly drain the very essence that makes you feel alive. That's not selfishness. That's truth. There is a cost to constantly showing up for others while abandoning yourself. There is a price to pay for always being available to everyone except your own needs. You must learn to become aware of who and what makes you feel heavier, who drains you even when they smile, who leaves you empty even after long conversations. You must start listening to your body, your mind, your emotions, because they're always speaking. The tension in your chest, the sudden headache, the feeling of relief when you cancel that call. These are not coincidences. These are signals. And those signals are pointing you toward the truth. You're giving your life force away too easily. Some people will never give back what they take. Not because they are evil, but because they are unaware. They have not cultivated the emotional maturity to value energy the way you are beginning to. They live in chaos, and they will invite you into it. Not because they hate you, but because that's all they know. If you do not stand guard at the gates of your soul, they will walk in with dirty feet and leave their problems on your floor. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify your boundaries. You don't need to feel guilty for choosing peace. Your energy belongs to you. You have every right to protect it, to reserve it, to redirect it toward things that actually build you, heal you, and strengthen you. You are not a battery to be used up by the world. You are a whole, living being with limited time, limited focus, and a deep inner need to feel safe and centered. Guarding your energy doesn't mean isolating yourself or becoming bitter. It means being conscious. It means becoming intentional about what you allow into your space. You have to stop giving away your presence so easily. You have to recognize that not everything deserves your reaction. Not everyone deserves your story. Not every problem is yours to solve. Every time you react to negativity, argue over nonsense, or chase validation, you give away a piece of your power. And piece by piece, you become weaker, not in body, but in spirit. Not everyone deserves access to your inner peace. Peace is not something you stumble upon by accident. It is something you create intentionally, something you protect with clarity and strength. It is the result of choices, often difficult ones. And one of the most important choices you can make is deciding who gets close to you, who gets to enter your inner world, who gets to witness your vulnerable moments and sit beside your silence. Because not everyone is worthy of that kind of closeness. Some people come into your life not to bring calm, but to bring chaos disguised as connection. They pretend to care, but only stay as long as your peace is convenient for their dysfunction. You were not made to be available to everyone. You were not meant to be constantly accessible, constantly explaining, constantly giving parts of yourself away to people who only know how to take. Some people will ask for your time, your energy, your attention, but what they really want is control. They want to pull you into their confusion so they don't have to face their own. They want to drag you into their storms so they don't have to stand alone in the rain. And if you are not careful, you'll let them. Out of kindness, out of guilt, out of the fear of being misunderstood, you'll open your doors too wide, too often. But not everyone who knocks on your door deserves to come inside. There is a reason your peace feels disrupted around certain people. There is a reason you feel uneasy after certain conversations. That isn't an accident. That's your intuition warning you. Some individuals carry emotional pollution. They don't speak, they spill. They don't listen, they drain. And every moment spent around them chips away at your stillness. If you are constantly walking on eggshells, constantly second-guessing your words, constantly shrinking yourself to fit their comfort, then you are not in a relationship, you are in a prison. You have to be brave enough to protect your peace without needing permission. You have to stop inviting people into your world who only bring noise. Being a kind person doesn't mean being a doormat. Being understanding doesn't mean being blind to patterns that repeat. You can forgive someone and still keep your distance. You can wish someone well and still move on without them. You are not responsible for fixing people who refuse to grow. You are not required to hold space for those who constantly disrespect your boundaries. Sometimes, protecting your peace means choosing solitude over company. It means saying no without guilt. It means leaving a room without looking back. Because the truth is, some people thrive in chaos. And if you allow them too close, they will pull you into it without hesitation. They will poke at your wounds, then blame you for bleeding. They will disrespect your calm, then call you cold when you stop responding. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your mind, your heart, your time. That level of closeness is a privilege, one that must be earned through trust, respect, and consistency. When you treat your peace as sacred, you naturally start to attract people who respect it. You stop entertaining gossip. You stop justifying your silence. You stop allowing inconsistency to live in your life. And without all that noise, you begin to hear yourself more clearly. Choosing who gets close to you is not about being rude or arrogant. It's about understanding the weight of your presence. Your peace is a reflection of your self-respect. If someone disrupts that peace again and again, it is not cruel to walk away, it is wise. You can love people from a distance. You can care deeply and still protect yourself. Because peace isn't just a feeling, it's a decision. And not everyone deserves to be part of the space where you feel most whole. Silence and distance are powerful forms of protection. In a world that constantly pushes for noise, endless talking, explaining, reacting, silence becomes a weapon of clarity. It is not weakness. It is not retreat. It is a conscious act of self-preservation. When words are no longer useful, when conversations become circular, and when presence becomes draining, silence steps in to draw the line. It speaks louder than arguments. It sets firmer boundaries than explanations. It removes the need for validation. Silence is the space where you return to yourself, untouched by the projections of others, undisturbed by the chaos they carry. There is strength in not reacting. Not every insult requires a defense. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every provocation needs a response. The more you learn to protect your energy, the more you realize that your peace cannot survive if you constantly allow yourself to be pulled into battles that do not serve your growth. Silence is a response. It says, I will not lower my vibration to match your chaos. It says, you will not have access to my inner world simply because you demand it. It says, I choose peace over pride. Distance is equally powerful. There are times when stepping away is not abandonment. It is alignment. Sometimes the only way to heal is to remove yourself from the environment that caused the wound. Emotional distance does not mean hate. It means clarity. It means choosing to observe rather than absorb. It means no longer taking responsibility for someone else's behavior or moods. It means no longer carrying guilt for doing what is necessary to protect your mental space. Some connections become harmful when they are too close. Distance allows you to see them more clearly. When you are too close to someone who constantly drains you, it becomes difficult to tell where their emotions end and yours begin. Their chaos becomes your confusion. Their anger becomes your tension. Their instability becomes your anxiety. Stepping back gives you perspective. It reminds you of who you are without their influence. It gives you the room to breathe, to think, to feel without being manipulated. And once you feel that space, once you taste the quiet, you begin to wonder why you ever tolerated so much noise. Silence and distance teach you who truly values you. The ones who genuinely care will respect your space. They won't guilt you into returning to their chaos. They won't shame you for needing time. The ones who are addicted to control, however, will panic. They will interpret your silence as betrayal. They will try to pull you back into the role they created for you in their story. But that's the test. That's when you must decide. Do you protect your peace? Or do you continue sacrificing it for someone else's comfort? There is a certain kind of power that comes when you no longer feel the need to explain your boundaries. When you no longer chase understanding. When you no longer ask people to respect what you should never have to beg for. Silence is not avoidance, it's elevation. Distance is not detachment, it's self-respect. When you create that space, you give yourself permission to heal. You give yourself permission to grow beyond the limitations that others placed on you. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. You stop trying to control the narrative and start controlling your energy. Some people will only hear you when you stop speaking. Some people will only see your worth when you remove your presence. And that is not bitterness, that is balance. You can still wish people well from far away. You can still love them and leave them where they are. Not everyone is meant to walk beside you through every chapter. Some were only meant to teach you the value of silence, the importance of distance, the need for protection over explanation. Reclaim your time, space, and mental clarity. You don't realize how much of yourself you've given away until you stop and see the emptiness. Time you spent explaining yourself to people who never wanted to understand. Space you surrendered to others who didn't respect it. Mental clarity you traded for approval, attention, or temporary comfort. It happens slowly. You stretch yourself to be available, to be liked, to be accepted. You say yes when you want to say no. You engage in conversations that go nowhere. You keep connections that feel heavy because you fear letting go. And in all of that, you lose yourself. Your thoughts become louder but less clear. Your peace becomes fragile. Your days become crowded, but your heart remains lonely. You weren't meant to live in a constant state of noise and pressure. You weren't designed to carry the emotions, expectations, and projections of everyone around you. But when you don't reclaim what's yours, life will keep filling your time with things that don't serve you. People will keep filling your space with energy that doesn't align with you. And your mind will keep circling thoughts that drain rather than nourish you. Reclaiming your time means being honest about where it's going and who is taking it. It means stepping back from things that aren't moving you forward. It means no longer feeling obligated to be everywhere, for everyone, all the time. There's nothing selfish about choosing yourself. In fact, it's necessary. When you reclaim your time, you stop living on other people's schedules. You stop prioritizing their urgency over your peace. You begin to recognize that not every message needs an immediate reply. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Not every request is your responsibility. Your time is a currency, and how you spend it determines what kind of life you build. If you keep spending it on distractions, you'll never have enough left for your growth, your healing, or your dreams. Reclaiming your space is about more than physical boundaries. It's emotional, spiritual, mental. It's removing access from people who misuse it. It's clearing out the clutter of guilt and resentment. It's recognizing when the energy around you feels off and having the courage to shift it. You can clean your room, but if the energy inside that room is heavy, chaotic, or anxious, the mess remains. Creating space means letting go of old patterns, unhealthy attachments, unnecessary noise. And once you create that space, you begin to breathe again. You feel lighter, more focused, more in control of your own existence. Mental clarity returns when you stop giving your mind to everyone who asks for it. When you stop solving problems that aren't yours. When you stop rehearsing conversations that already ended. Your mind is not a dumping ground for other people's issues. It is your sanctuary, but it only stays clear when you protect it. When you reclaim it from the loops of overthinking, the pressure to prove yourself, the anxiety of being misunderstood. Clarity doesn't just arrive, it's cultivated. Through solitude, through reflection, through stepping back and reevaluating who and what is allowed to live in your head. The world around you will always want something from you. Your time, your space, your attention. But not everything that calls you deserves an answer. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every relationship needs to continue. Reclaiming what's yours is not about building walls, it's about building awareness. You start seeing who contributes to your peace and who disrupts it. You begin filtering your life not by habit or guilt, but by intention. You start choosing what aligns with your energy, what respects your presence, what elevates your thinking. There is no honor in self-abandonment. There is no reward for exhaustion. You cannot serve your purpose when you are running on empty. Reclaiming your time, space, and mental clarity is not just a decision, it's a declaration. It's you saying, I matter. My energy matters. My peace matters. Protecting your energy is protecting your purpose. The two are deeply connected, though most people never realize it until their lives feel misaligned, empty, or overwhelmed. Your purpose isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. And who you become is shaped by what you allow into your mind, your heart, and your daily life. When your energy is scattered, when it's drained by distractions, toxic connections, and meaningless obligations, your purpose begins to blur. You find yourself doing things just to survive, not to grow. You chase tasks instead of meaning. You respond to noise instead of listening to your own inner direction. That's not living with purpose. That's surviving in pieces. There are forces in this world, people, habits, environments, that quietly feed on your energy without giving anything in return. They may appear harmless. They may even seem familiar, but over time, they wear you down. They pull you away from what matters. They keep your mind busy but your soul tired. And as that exhaustion builds, you start losing connection to your own path. You forget why you started certain things. You forget what you truly value. You become reactive instead of intentional. Slowly, your purpose gets buried beneath the weight of everything that isn't yours. To protect your energy means to take full responsibility for how you move through the world. It means becoming aware of the things that pull you off course. It means creating boundaries not just around your time, but around your attention, your emotions, and your inner peace. Because when your energy is focused and clear, you begin to live on purpose. You start choosing who you spend time with, what you listen to, what you allow to take root in your mind. You become selective, not out of arrogance, but out of understanding. You recognize that every distraction has a cost. Every emotional entanglement drains your strength. Every unnecessary conflict pulls you away from your deeper work. People will not always understand the boundaries you create to protect your energy. They may call you distant, selfish, or cold. Let them. You are not here to be constantly available. You are here to walk a path that aligns with your soul. That requires focus. That requires saying no without explanation. That requires stepping away from things that dilute your clarity. You don't owe anyone access to your inner world just because they ask for it. You don't have to justify why you protect your space. Your peace is not up for negotiation. The more intentional you become with your energy, the more you begin to notice the difference between what feeds you and what depletes you. You feel it in conversations. You feel it in places. You feel it in how your body responds after certain interactions. And that awareness is your compass. It shows you where to lean in and where to step back, where to build and where to release. When your energy is protected, your life becomes more aligned. You stop chasing approval and start following your inner wisdom. You stop explaining yourself and start expressing your truth. Your purpose will always ask something of you. It will ask for your attention, your discipline, your faith in yourself. But if your energy is leaking through unhealed wounds, unhealthy relationships, or unfiltered distractions, you won't have much left to give. Protecting your energy doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. It means choosing what gets close. It means building a life that supports your growth instead of sabotaging it. It means surrounding yourself with people who understand your vision or at least respect your direction. It means filtering your life through the lens of your purpose and letting go of anything that no longer fits within it.